Chapter 5. Importance of Ikhlas in Tabligh, Sincerity in Preaching. I would particularly request Islamic workers to base all their speeches, writings, and actions in sincerity. Even a small good deed based on sincerity will be greatly rewarded by Allah, whereas without sincerity, it will fetch no reward in this world or in the Akhirah. And Allah la yanzuru ila suwarikum wa amwalikum walakin yanzuru ila qulubikum wa amalikum. And Muslim. Says the exemplar prophet, divine contact upon him and wholeness. In this context, God does not look towards your faces or towards your riches, but he sees of your hearts and the nature of your deeds. On another occasion, the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was asked as to what is the meaning of faith. He answered, it means sincerity. Al-Targhib Muad radiyallahu anhu was given a command in Yemen. When he was about to depart, he asked for advice from the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who said, observe sincerity in all your religious beliefs and actions, for it will increase the reward of your good deeds. Another hadith says, Allah accepts only those deeds of his servants which are based on complete sincerity to him. Another hadith says, Allahu ta'ala ana agna shuruka'e an shirk man amilla amalun ashraka fiha ma'iya ghairi taraktuhu wa shirkahu wa fi riwayatin wa anna minhu bariyun fahuwa lalladhi amillahu. I want narrated often. God has proclaimed, I am the most self-respecting and self-sufficient of all. Therefore, whoever brings forth a partner to me in any action, I entrust him with the same partner. Did not. Then I have no value for his actions, which are given to the partner. It has been stated in another hadith that it will be proclaimed on the day of Qiyamah, resurrection. Literally means standing, but whoever has brought forth a partner to Allah in any action, he should demand his reward from the same partner. For Allah is far above needing any partner. Another hadith says, Man salla yura'i faqad ashraka wa man tasaddaqa yura'i faqad ashraka. And this is again by Ahmed, narrated by, whoever performs prayer for show, he becomes guilty of false worship. Whoever observes fasts for show, he also becomes guilty of false worship. And whoever gives alms for show, he also becomes guilty of false worship. To be guilty of false worship here means that he does not perform such good deeds sincerely to please Allah alone, but by making a show of these, he wants to win the favor and praise of human beings, which is to set up partners to Allah indirectly. And directly, of course, would be to, the worship of saints and prophets, that sort of thing. Oh, we don't worship them, we worship through them. Well, you're worshiping them. Thank you very much. The people who do this. Inna Allah nasa yukta alayha yamal qiyamate rajulun astushada fa'utiya bihi فعرفه نعمته فعرفها فقال فما عملت فيها قال قتلت فيك حتى استشهدت قال كذبت ولكنك قتلت لأن يقال جاري فقد قيل ثم أمر به فسحب على وجهه حتى ألقي في النار ورجل تعلم العلم وعلمه وقرأ القرآن فأتي به فعرفه نعمه فعرفها قال فما عملت فيها قال تعلمت العلم وعلمته وقرأت فيك القرآن قال كذبت ولكنك تعلمت العلم ليقال إنك علم فقرأت القرآن ليقال هو قارئ فقد قيل ثم أمر به فسحب على وجهه حتى ألقي في النار ورجل وسأله عليه وآتاه من أصناف المال كلهن فأتي به فعرفه نعمه فعرفها قال فما عملت فيها قال ما تركت من سبيل تحب أن ينفق فيها إلا أن فقت فيها قال كذبت ولكنك فعلت ليقال هو جواد فقد قيل ثم أمر به فسحب به على وجهه ثم ألقي في النار. And nearby Muslim. Certain categories of people will be called first of all for accountability on the day of rising. A witness will be asked by God, did I not, a martyr, did I not bestow such and such favors on you? He will admit that these boons, he will admit those boons and favors. Then God will ask him, how did you make use of my favors? He will answer, I went to the holy war to please you, and was killed therein. God will say, you lie, you participated in the holy war to be called a hero by people, and this has been done, and it will be thrown head down into the fire of hell. Next a scholar will be called, and the same questions will be put to him. In reply, he will admit the favors of God, and he will be asked, how did you make use of my favors? He will answer, I acquired knowledge of religion and Quran, and taught it to others, simply to please you. Now, is Islam the word used? Well, I required religious knowledge anyways. And taught it to others simply to please you. God will say, you lie, you attained knowledge in order to be called a scholar. and recited the Holy Quran to be called a reciter, and then he too will be thrown head down into the fire of hell. Therefore, after that, a rich man will be called, and if the same questions we put to him, he will say, I always spent money in various ways to please you. God will say, you lie. You spent money in order to be called a generous man, and thus this has been said. Then he will also be thrown head down into the fire of hell. Therefore, our preachers of Islam should always avoid show and pride, and should render their services only to please God. They should favor the tradition of the exemplar prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and should not desire to win fame or favor and praise of people. If such a useless desire is suspected in their minds, they should seek the refuge of God and should ask His pardon. May Allah grant us sincerity to serve His religion to the best of our efforts.